right, and we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a new episode of Lunch on the Base. I am your co-host Dibo, doing another solo podcast episode for you guys. Sorry for the week-long hiatus, man. School being back, you know what time it is. Lots of time in your day, very consuming. Got a ton of stuff to do every day of the week, especially for this year, junior year, coming into uh, college right now. I am so sorry. I will silence my phone. That is unprofessional. My bad. But yeah, again, my junior year of college has arrived, and with it now, I'm doing a lot more things, a lot bigger things, I might add. So yeah, with that, time's gonna be a lot shorter, especially when it comes to doing podcasts, especially longer ones, pretty much well over an hour, near an hour and 30 minutes. So I think my strategy for the time being is to have a lot shorter ones, just to save more time and give me more time to produce content for our platform. So yeah, man. But again, it's still gonna be the same old, same content, same person on here doing this every week. So nothing really has changed. Hey, if you're watching this right now, hope you guys are having a good day. Before I get into this, make sure to drop a like, comment on this video, drop your thoughts down below in the comment section, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also follow our Instagram and TikTok platforms, both with the handle at Lunch from the Bates. We really appreciate the support. Also, thank you guys so much for helping us reach our goal of 1K subscribers on YouTube. We just hit that mark over the past week, and we can't thank you guys enough for the love and support. So let's keep that subscriber count going. Let's keep all the growth going for Lunch on the Base as a whole. And yeah, man, we lit basically. Quick agenda rundown for today's episode. Not gonna be a ton of segments, but still a lot of fun, a lot of entertainment for you guys. So to start off, we'll talk about Colorado and their struggles to kick the new college football season off. And with our main segment for today, which is going to be the last one, we are going to talk about NFL, obviously, with the season kicking off. Week 1 games just finished this past week. We're going to talk about the 3 QBs I'm concerned about the most after last week's games. So it's going to be a ton of fun, again, a ton of excitement, and I hope y'all stay tuned because, man, it's going to be a good one. Going to have a lot of. Hey, I got a vent, man. I really do got a vent. This is going to be an episode filled with a lot of venting. I wouldn't say ranting as well, but just a lot of venting out about, what's going on with the NFL mainly, and also with the Colorado, their program right now. But man, yeah, let's get into this, and we'll start off with the Colorado Buffaloes. And last Saturday, they went into Nebraska to take on the Cornhuskers. Lost 28-10. Was a beatdown. 6 sacks on Shedeur Sanders. The whole team was, especially in the first half, they were undisciplined, erratic. They couldn't get a rhythm going. The offense, Nebraska's offense, actually, they controlled the game throughout. They didn't score in the second half, but they really didn't need to due to Colorado's offense sputtering. Dylan Raiola, the freshman quarterback, had a very solid game, and yeah, that was all she wrote. All right, so looking at the first 2 games for the Buffaloes, obviously with Nebraska, and their first one against North Dakota State at Folsom Field. when it comes to the team as a whole, I have seen little to no improvement with this unit whatsoever. You can say the defense has improved despite the lack of pass rush in large parts of each game. The second half, actually, against Nebraska, again, they allowed only 0 points. It was a shutout in those 30 minutes. And the game versus North Dakota State, after the defense got gassed in the first half, especially in the passing game, they only allowed 6 points against them boys. So salute to Robert Livingston and that defensive unit being able to adjust, especially in past halves where they were they let up big plays and allowed just a bunch of stupid penalties. But I want to talk about the offense, especially for Colorado. Bro, man, what's going on, man? Like, I look at Colorado's team, their offense. It's a Madden ran offense, really. There's no creativity. The run game is non-existent. They don't even try to run the ball. They only ran the ball 11 times with the running backs against Nebraska. Like, okay, you got Shador, you got Travis Hunter, Jimmy Horn's really nice on the outside too. Those three are great players, and they've also been the reason why Colorado were able to win their last 5 games in these past 2 seasons now. Okay, I understand that, but when it comes to finding an identity and building a scheme, it is out of whack. It is non-existent, man. It is god awful to watch. These 5 out sets, these 4 wide receiver one running back sets, it leaves a lot to be desired, man. Shador's out here running for his life. He's not trusting his receivers outside of Hunter and Jimmy Horn. The O-line is Swiss cheese. Again, 6 sacks allowed versus Nebraska. They were god awful, and they were really bad against North Dakota State too. It is a poorly structured unit, man. It is just poor. And for an entire 12-game season, that's not sustainable. Having to pass first, second down, we having to pass the ball like over 40 times a game every single weekend. Like, that's not going to win you football games at all. I understand Coach Prime, he brought in the reinforcements on the O-line as well. He tried to build it up. But a bunch of transfers along with I know Jordan Seaton, the starting left tackle, the true freshman, he's a great building piece. But again, building an entire O line, just off the transfer portal, it's not gonna work. You gotta work from within, man. You gotta recruit. You gotta recruit much harder. Having to work with this makeshift O line year in year out, that's not gonna build consistency. That's not gonna build it's not going to build a greater connection between the offense itself and as well as the O line in protecting Shador. That's not a formula of success. It is not, man. And for Pat Shurmur, Coach Prime, Dion, they got to figure this out, man, because at this point, I really do not see Shador lasting a full season again. I really cannot. Him having to take a whole lot of hits, and for a quarterback who I really like Shador as a prospect, I really do. I think, leadership aside, which we could get into that even for today, is still a huge question mark. But as a prospect himself, he is very talented, very very talented. But again, one of Shador's main problems is that one, he's not really mobile. He's not dynamic out the pocket. And two, he holds the ball way too long. Way too long. And we saw that on that pick six. He hits the ball way too long. Took 1.5 seconds too long to throw on that hitch route, and as a result, do a pick inside their own 5. And that was the game basically at that point. And Nebraska could control from there. Just again, the O line being as poor as it is, the running game, not even looking to the running game at all, not even attempting to use max protect, use multiple tight ends in these formations, very predictable offense. It's really poor, man. It's really poor. And for Colorado, with their schedule down the line, there's a lot of winnable games. I've counted in the past, and I could see 5 wins, 5 more wins maybe, and that can lead them to getting a bowl game, obviously. But again, man, with this Colorado team, who I've said before, it has shown to be so undisciplined. Offensively, the identity is really poor. Defensively, they're very prone to allowing big chunk plays. I can see a reality where Colorado they suffer the same fate as last season in Dion's first year as the head coach. Another non-bowl season, getting 3 or 4 wins, and still rebuilding. Which, for a program like Colorado, that was expected, having to go through a 4-year program, bare minimum, to get things turned around. But again, man, do I expect Dion to be here long term, post Shador, post Shallow, and Travis Hunter? No, I don't think so. So it, it's a very weird situation, especially with Colorado, them being this, extravagant program, uh, loving the media, boasting themselves to the media every week. Which, hey, it's fine, man. It's okay to hype yourselves up, but when it comes down to it, especially in college football, you have to get results. You have to win games. And for Colorado, if the ship sails throughout the rest of the year, and especially if they lose to CSU in the Rocky Mountain Showdown this weekend, which I believe could possibly happen, I see that happening a lot, really. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Then all that talk, all that noise, that is going to lead to a disaster for this program, especially with the media putting a target on their back, them being the most critiqued team in college football by far, week to week. It's not good at all, man. It's really not good. I'm rooting for Dion. I'm rooting for Shador. I'm rooting for Travis Hunter and all of them because I truly believe Colorado being a good team in the college football landscape is great for the sport. Just look at the media coverage, look at the TV ratings. Colorado is up there with some of the best teams in the nation, like Georgia, like Texas. They're a TV gold mine when it comes to ratings every week, and I know a lot of that is because of people hate watching them, people wanting them to fail, but at the same time, the ratings, the coverage, all the new eyeballs being put in the college football, that ultimately that's great. So I am rooting for Dion and all of them to turn the ship around and have a successful year. But again, man, like I said before, do I really see that happening? No, I really don't, especially when they're making the same mistakes over and over and over again, just like last year. Minimal to no improvement. Their game plan is just Shador, Travis Hunter, Jimmy Horn, go be great, and we'll work from there. That is not a winning formula at all. It's okay to have this flash. It's okay to get all these new transfers in from the portal. Okay then, fine. But again, man, when you're in this landscape and you're having to go up against teams that are building their own programs in a more traditional way, having a more traditional mindset, that could possibly leave you at a massive disadvantage. And we're already seeing that right now over these past 2 seasons. So I'm going to keep saying this, man. I hope it changes. I hope they can be able to turn around, show some improvement. Obviously, the CSU game is a great way to send a message to get one step in the right direction because with the Rams, We know Jay Norvell, they're out for blood, man. For all off season, they've had this game against the Buffs circled in big red on their calendar. They know how big this is. And I'm not just talking about it being, a regular rivalry in the state of Colorado. No, based off all the media coverage, obviously the drama between both Norvell and Prime, the game itself where CSU, which heading into the game, Colorado were the big favorites, and for the Rams to push it all the way to the end, a double overtime with a new true freshman quarterback in Brandon Fowler Nicolosi, for them to push the Buffs to the brink where no one expected them to was a sign where, okay, man, we're gonna see y'all again next year in our in our house up in Fort Collins, and yeah, man, this time around we coming for y'all. We coming. This time it's gonna be different. It's gonna be a lot different. We've been waiting for y'all all year, so that's what they need to look out for. Uh, Colorado and Dion, this team overall. Yeah, shoot, that's it, man. That's all I gotta say about that matter. Moving on to the next statement. The next segment. Excuse me. We're gonna switch gears to professional football, and we're gonna talk about some NFL. Again, man, season kicked off. Lots of games being played. Excitement in the air. Football's back. You know, who can't be any happier? To be honest, man. Like, hey, having to tune in the red zone for the first time this season. Ooh, it was pure bliss, man. Over 8 hours, just watching football all day, man. That's what it's all about, really, man. It was beautiful, and having to do that again for what? Yeah, 17 more weeks, man. Ooh, I can't wait. But we got to get into the actual product of these games, and I have to say, man, I said before that I was excited to peep into red zone, watch the games, and I'm gonna contradict myself a little bit by saying this, but a lot of the product was poor. It was a very poor showing. Even the more competitive games too, like Chiefs Ravens to kick the season off, like Lions Rams on Sunday Night Football. Even those games allow sloppy play, allow penalties, especially with the legal formation. That has been a major point of emphasis among the referees to kick the year off. Uh, the product was really bad, especially with the quarterback play. A lot of QBs, man, it was abysmal to watch. Offenses in general, a lot of poor decision making. You look at a ton of rookie quarterbacks and second year guys, very raw. The film tape, lots of very poor decision making, even from veterans too, where it's like you've been in the league for this long, man, and you're still making mistakes a rookie would make. Like it was unacceptable, and for the league, moving forward, I just think that losing the extra preseason game, the preseason is only 3 games now, and cutting days of training in the off season, that just dilutes the product even more, man. Like these teams need more reps. A lot of teams passed up and have been passing up on not playing their starters for a ton of time in the preseason, and to an extent, okay, you don't want your key guys getting injured, but at the same time, like we're in early September, and you look this rusty, you look this bad, man. And some of these teams, they're trying to get a playoff spot. They're trying to get a deep run to the Super Bowl this year, and you look this bad. You look this rusty in September. You're telling me you need a whole month to prepare for the season ahead, where depending on the teams you play on your schedule, if you go 2-2, 1-3, and even 0-4, then that puts you in a massive pit to where you got a super long hole to climb throughout the rest of the year. So, man, I don't understand it. I don't get it, man. And just one last thing before I get into this segment, I will say this. People have been saying when debating the quality of college football and NFL, like which is better, people have been saying that, oh, why do people like college football, man? There's a ton of blowups every week. It's just an atmosphere thing. And I will say this. With the NFL's product these past couple seasons, I think I can confidently say, in my opinion, college football is a better product. I'm so sorry. It just is. I think in college football, yes, there are still a ton of blowouts. Yes, you can say realignment, the extension of the college football playoff to 12 teams has diluted the product as well for college football, which, yeah, you have a point there. But again, man, in college football, I just think there's a ton of games with a lot more structured teams, a lot more creative offenses. Defensively, I think the schemes are creative and very solid as well. Look at Northern Illinois, led by head coach Thomas Hammock. They beat number 5 Notre Dame. That was a great showing. Boise State versus Oregon at night. That was on Peacock. I watched that game. That was super fun, man. That was so entertaining. I hope Boise State made the playoff, especially with their running back in Ashton Jeanty, who I think is a true contender for the Heisman this year, man. He is such a great talent at running back. If you have the chance, man, watch that dude play. He is amazing to watch. Absolutely, man. Unfortunately, my Razorbacks suffered a choke to ranked Oklahoma State on the road, but even then, that game was super fun to watch. The Iowa Iowa the Iowa State game, the Cyhawk rivalry on CBS in the early afternoon. That was fantastic. Shout out Rocco Beck, that clutch throw up the sideline to put them in field goal range. That was another great game too. Two great defensive-minded teams going at it in a rivalry game that went down to the wire, the last kick of the game. That was sick, man. And again, I'm comparing the two. It's just like I get a lot more excitement watching college games now, man. The NFL, it just keeps like waning. It just keeps getting worse and worse, man. I don't know if other people feel this way. I think it's gotta be, but I hope it changes for the NFL, obviously, because you look at the QB play now, online play especially, penalties being enforced way more, and again, like all the rules being changed to benefit these offenses. Obviously, we got the new dynamic kickoff, and again, these offenses are still poor. They're still very, very poor, and it's just like, man, imagine what this league's gonna be like in 5 to 10 years. It's gonna be way worse, man, and I fear for that. I really, really do, and I hope it doesn't happen. But I guess we gotta see. Hopefully the product changes. Hopefully it'll get a lot better. But I honestly don't know, man. But rambling aside, yap says aside, let's get into the main segment, and it is the QBs I am most concerned about after week 1. I could have put a lot of names on here. I really could have. Will Levis, which by the way, the meme that's going on right now with him, you know, having his knees on the ground and doing this after he threw that pick, trying to throw the ball away. That man, that is hilarious. That's already the meme of the year already for sure. He was really poor. Daniel Jones was really poor again. His confidence is absolutely shot in New York, man. It's really, really bad. Um, The rookies, especially with Bo Nix, he had a terrible showing. Nix, Caleb Williams, he showed a lot of promising throws, but again, man, a lot of happy feet with these snaps, man. Um, Very timid in the pocket. His footwork was really poor. Um, who else, man? Like it's a lot of names could be thrown around for this segment, but to keep this episode short, a lot shorter, I narrowed it down to only three. They're not in order, so shoot. Let's just begin. And to start off, I'm going to talk about Kirk Cousins. And with Kirk Cousins, what he did versus the Steelers in a loss um, last Sunday. All the QBs lost, by the way, for this segment, too. Just so you guys know. Kirk Cousins' stat line 16 for 26, 155 in the air, one touchdown, wide open to Kyle Pitts in the back of the end zone, two picks, and one lost fumble. And with Kirk Cousins, obviously the biggest question mark with him and overall this Falcons offense was how is he going to operate it, especially with the Achilles tear, having to deal with no mobility in the pocket. And with what I saw, it did not look good at all, man. He can't move, and Kirk Cousins, he was already a guy who was very mobile. Sorry, very immobile. Couldn't move outside the pocket. Strictly a pocket passer, and with him being able to throw the ball, it did not look good at all. Having to use all he can when it comes to his arm strength, not being able to put his foot down, drive these throws where he wanted to, a lot of lofted balls. It did not look good at all, especially for a guy like Cousins who already had limited arm strength like he did during his peak. And when you compare him and Rodgers, with what we saw Monday night versus the Niners, he couldn't move as well outside the pocket. But again, with A-Rod, the arm strength, the arm talent was still there. The zip on the balls was still there. He's able to get these passes to the receivers in the spots where you wanted to, because his arm is still great. It's still phenomenal. The zip is still there. The power is still there. Where Kirk, man, like I said, he never really had a great arm. So you add that with the fact that he's coming off an Achilles injury, he's not able to drive on that foot. It it puts him at a massive disadvantage. And Zach Robinson, you can put a lot of blame on him. The play calling I thought was very poor. He was very predictable, especially coming out of pistol, that formation. But again, man, when you add the fact that you got a QB in Cousins who can't move, which, again, that's why they were in the pistol so much, to not have him drop back, take a ton of steps, to not put pressure on that foot. Uh, I have a stat for you guys. In that game versus Pittsburgh, he only had one snap under center. That's an issue. And for Cousins, one of his biggest strengths was throwing out of play action. That was his bread and butter in Minnesota. So you take that whole element away, that Falcons offense with Kirk at the helm at quarterback, they're cooked, man. Even with their weapons in Bijan, Drake London, and Kyle Pitts, that offense is cooked. And for Atlanta, their next four games, very, very tough. They play Philly on Monday night, KC Sunday night at home, and their last two NFC South rivals in the Saints and the Buccaneers. There's possibly a reality where they start the year off 1-4. 1-4, maybe 0-5. Who knows, man? The offense was really, really bad, and I know It's a whole new scheme. Uh, the offense didn't really work out. All of the Kings in preseason, they didn't have a ton of reps. But again, man, with what we saw off week one and Kirk not being able to move, not being able to utilize the play action as well, they might be cooked for the rest of the year, man. Crazy, crazy, and the contract too. We can't forget about the contract. 4 years, 180 million, $100 million guaranteed on a quarterback who can barely move and can't put any zip on the ball. It's over. It's cooked. I'm not actually. I can't really say it's over. It's only week one. I'm on the week one overreactions train. Have to, cause again, only 1 week to base off all the analysis. But what I saw, it did not look good. It was a very poor showing. All right, next quarterback, keeping it in the NFC. We're gonna have to talk about Bryce Young. Oh man. All right, let me start this off by saying this. In the last episode I did, the main segment was talking about QBs with the most pressure heading into this year. And amongst the names I mentioned in that episode, I didn't put Bryce Young there. I almost did. I really almost did put him there in my notes, but ultimately I was like, okay, he's still young, man, on the rookie deal. I didn't want to be too harsh, especially when he has a whole nother scheme to manage with, new head coach, new personnel. Obviously, they rebuilt the O-line, got new wide receivers to bolster that unit. Deontay Johnson, already having Adam Thielen, Xavier Legette from the draft. They picked him up there. Okay, I was like, cool. All right, I'm not gonna be too harsh on the man, but brother, what I saw versus the Saints, man, and I'm gonna say this: the whole team is trash. It was really really bad, man. Super poor. Oh my God, the first quarter was already over. I looked at my phone. I was like, bro, they already up like 17 in the second quarter. Bryson already threw a pick the first play, and that was a horrendous pick. But damn, it's already over, and they got blown out. Divisional rivals, 37-13. Got to do with that, and then they're missing Derek Brown, their corner star, on the defense. He's gonna be out for the whole year with the knee injury, and so damn, man, that's crazy. But looking at Bryce Young, horrendous, man. Again, the overthrow, the first play, the first pass he threw, horrible decision. The second interception, another horrible decision. And throughout the game, you go back at the tape. Very timid in the pocket. Didn't understand his high reads, missing receivers, throws that he would have made back at Bama, and especially in his rookie year too. Like Bryce Young, okay, you can get on him for being on the smaller side as a quarterback, not being able to escape out the pocket quite easily, having limited athleticism. But the thing you could bank on with Bryce Young out of his rookie year was this: his processor was good, and he was accurate. But oh my God, Week 1 versus New Orleans, it's gone. It is gone, man. And oh my goodness, like just seeing him in the on the sidelines after all these miscues, him being depressed after post game too, he was out of it. Man, it's not good. It is not good, and I'm rooting for Bryce Young too as well. I really am rooting for the kid, but again, man, the limitations he has being a smaller quarterback, not having the athleticism to create on his own, out of structure, and you already have accuracy issues that declined. We might be in trouble in Carolina, man. We put all the stock in the offense. That was the main goal for this Carolina team in the offseason, was to build the offense back up, to help out Bryce Young. You got Dave Canales there, the QB guru. He's supposed to help out Bryce, make him improve as a quarterback. Okay, we got the O-line back again. Robert Hunt, Damon Lewis on the interior, which they didn't play bad. The O-line didn't play bad, really. Again, the wide receivers, that got improved. And for Bryce Young to have as bad of a game as he did, man, we're in trouble. We are in big trouble, man. And I don't understand why he didn't get the reps in preseason. They didn't play him in preseason too. Why? Out of all the QBs, he was the quarterback that needed extra reps the most with the entire new personnel and new head coach coming into this home. He didn't play a single snap. Why? Why not? And look at it now. The morale is completely cooked with the new first-year head coach. Bro, the season's already over and we're in September. Bro, it's not even cold yet. It's not even daylight savings time yet. And the season's already over after week 1. Oh my God, Carolina. Oh, Carolina, we are in trouble. We are in big, big trouble. Oh, and I don't want to, I don't want to say this now, but Bryce Young, if this keeps up, he is going to be in all-time bust territory. Yes, amongst the Jamarcus Russells, amongst the Ryan Leafs, the Trey Lances, he is going to be up there, unfortunately. And not just for his play on the field, which it leaves a lot to be desired, obviously, but how it came down to him being drafted to Carolina, the big trade, trading the first overall pick to the Bears in the DJ Moore trade, and ultimately passing up on CJ Stroud, which one, he's already shown to be a way better QB than Bryce Young. Even if Bryce Young bounces back and plays adequate football, he is not going to be on the same level as CJ Stroud. So that's out of the equation. And two, the previous head coach in Frank Reich wanted CJ Stroud too. But no, the front office was like, hey man, Bryce is the guy. And ultimately they came up with that decision, picking him with the first overall pick. So you add all those stuff together, it just leads to an all-time historical disaster for this Panthers team. This is an organizational defining move. All-time malpractice, man. That's how bad this could possibly get. Hey, man, we'll see. We will see. All right, next one, man. And boy, next quarterback. And I've been waiting on this one. Ooh, I've been waiting on this one, man. Ooh. Let me add some background to this last quarterback we're going to talk about. So, for this podcast, right, we've had Danny, a.k.a. Wayne, be on this show a few times over the years. And obviously with Danny, he is a massive Browns fan. Hey, catch out the bag anyway. You probably know who it is, who I'm talking about for this last quarterback. But let me continue. So, after the Cowboys game that went down last Sunday, obviously the Browns got blown out, horrible showing. A couple hours after, right, me and Danny, we were on the phone, FaceTime. We were talking about, like, is this man really the worst quarterback in the entire league right now? And Danny said, yeah. And he said that when you factor in not just his overall play on the field, but off the field as well too, with the contract situation, especially with the off the field issues, which that's a whole other thing. But you add all those together, he's the worst quarterback in the entire league by far. And to me, I can confidently say Let me get this right. I need to say his full name. I need to say his full name for this one. I can confidently say, as of right now, that Derek Deshaun Watson is the worst quarterback in the National Football League by far. He's worse than Daniel Jones. He's worse than Bryce Young. All of the quarterbacks you can imagine. Out of every single starting quarterback in the entire league, I'm going to say his full name again. Derek Deshaun Watson is the worst quarterback that is currently starting right now, by far. Ooh. Oh, okay. The Dallas game. I watched the first half, mainly the first half, and the third, and that was all I needed to see from that man. That was genuinely one of the worst quarterback performances I have ever seen in my entire life. I am so serious. I'm so sorry. That was fucking horrendous. The amount of turnover-worthy throws, the amount of sacks this man took. Oh my God, the inaccurate passes too. Oh God, you couldn't. Every single throw past 10 yards wasn't accurate. It felt like watching the game. This man was useless on the field. Absolutely useless. And with Deshaun Watson right now, no more excuses with this man. No more. We are in year 3 of this whole project. And you look that bad. You look that trash on the field. What do you do during training camp? What do you do during practice? How is it this bad? Oh my God. Oh my God. And for Deshaun, he's always played this way. And I'm not gonna say like the inaccuracies on the field because that's not the case at all. He's always played this way, being like a wild card, right? Making plays outside the pocket, not really working in structure. The man never had any quick game. When you look at what he did in Houston, never had quick game. With what Deshaun Watson did and what made him great was that not only could he evade sacks, he made all these fantastic plays with his legs. He was accurate too. He was one of the best deep ball throwers in the entire league during his time in Houston. That's why the Browns got after him, controversially, post Baker Mayfield, which I do think it was the right move to move away from Baker after his last year with the team. But I digress from that. You take away the accuracy, what does that leave you? An erratic quarterback who could turn the ball over in any moment, who is useless when it comes to pushing the ball down the field. If every pass you're gonna make past the first down marker is overthrown by like 5-10 yards, then what are we doing as a team? We can't do this. Oh my God, like an old Joe Flacco, straight off the couch, wiping the Cheeto dust off his sweatpants and hoodie last year. He played better than Deshaun. Jacoby Brissett, in Deshaun's first year, which he was suspended for most of the season, he played better than Watson that year. And Jameis Winston, the backup right now currently for the Browns, and I know Jameis Winston has been put down as a meme these past few seasons. You put Jameis Winston as a starter right now for Cleveland, I swear to God, the Browns' offense, no run game be damned, is ultimately way better. Way, way better than Deshaun leading this team. Way better. Deshaun Watson, man, one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the entire league. All the drama off the field. And there was a new case that just came out the past day, which I won't get into that because that's too graphic for this platform. It's been talked about a ton with these major sources. You can do your own research. What are you good for on the field right now? Nothing. The media's tired of you, especially the local media. They're done with that, man. The fans are sick of you. They don't want to see your face anymore. They hate to see you wear the number 4 on your chest every single week. And I don't blame him. I'm getting mad. And I'm not even a fan of this team. Because he's that bad at quarterback. How are you this bad? Like mentally, he's out of it. It's gone. The Deshaun we knew from Houston, he is gone. Physically, he can still move out the pocket. He can still evade all these sacks. But again, man, when you lose the accuracy, especially when you're a quarterback that preferably does not want to pass in structure, does not want to work with quick game at all. When you are this inaccurate, when you're so bad when it comes to decision making, what good are you for leading this team and leading an offense in the National Football League? Nothing. You're not good. No. And for Andrew Berry, Kevin Stefanski, for this team, which, hey, after week 1, man, which I said before, they look like shit. They play like shit the whole game. Horrible. And with the injuries too, Njoku's gonna be out for a minute with this high ankle sprain. Other players as well, like Juan Thornhill, he's gonna be put on IR. Excuse me. Look at the team right now. The morale's low. And, hey, these next stretch of games, minus the Jaguars week 2 game this Sunday, it's very easy. It's fairly easy. It is fairly easy. And for Barry and Stefanski, they got to come to this. How long can the leash be for this man moving forward? We are in year 3 with this man as our quarterback, and what we saw versus Dallas on our home field, as we were the favorites too, we got our asses kicked, and he was horrendous the entire game. He was by far the worst quarterback that played this past Sunday, this past week in general. So we got to come to a solution. How long are we going to give this man? How much time are we going to give this man the rest of the season? To me, I don't think it should be that long. He's got until week 4 to turn around. If not, if he's still this erratic, put Jameson. And, down the line, the next offseason, you got to deal with Deshaun's contract. It's over. He can't play. He's shot. He's broken. It's over. Like, the Band-Aid got to be ripped at some point, man. Because I'm just so sick of it. And I know Browns fans are sick of it, too. I know they're sick of it as well. It's bad, man. It is really, really bad. No more, bro. If Deshaun doesn't improve, the experiment got to be over. I know I'm rambling for these past couple minutes, but damn. That was pitiful. That was horrendous, man. I couldn't believe my eyes what I was seeing right now. Like, that man is really that bad. He's that trash. Like, bro, this man is broken. Man got no confidence. He got no mental. He throwing like DJU on the... Bro, he throwing passes like DJU. Who is more inaccurate? DJU or Deshaun Watson right now? Please debate that. It's a toss-up right now. You can go either way. Because they both suck right now. They're both trash. They both shot. They're broken. But at least with DJU, he's not allegedly a very bad person. He didn't do bad things allegedly. Deshaun, he's got that there. And with the NFL, and you compare players who have done bad things allegedly too as well, right in the league right now. Hey, with them, the football is still intact. They're at least like good at their job. Deshaun is not at all. So why are you still here? What are you good for? Like why you got a job still? Bro. Oh, I'm done, man. I'm done. Damn, we're there at 50 minutes. I didn't expect to be in here for this long. Whatever, man. I think I was just cooking Deshaun for a long time. That's probably why. But yeah, it was good though. get it off my mind. So yeah, it's been on me for like up the past couple days up. I'm rambling right now, man. But I'm talking too much. But with Deshaun especially, I've been having this on my mind for the past couple days now. So it's out. It's out my system. I can breathe. Woosah, woosah. And yeah, man, that's it. Okay. Um. Yeah. So moving that out the way, that's it for the episode. If you guys are still here, again, make sure to drop a like, drop a comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure to follow the IG and TikTok, both of the handle at Lunch from the Bates. And yeah, man. Hey, hope you have a good day and peace. Later, y'all.